This is Brendan's Cove on the western shore of Ireland. It was from this spot that the Irish monk Brendan set out on a legendary voyage of discovery. He may have landed in North America, or as some tell it, on the back of a whale. In any event, as a true Celt, he was doubtless blessed both with reckless courage and a touch of the blarney. Guitarist folk singer John Allen Cameron and fiddler Winston Scotty Fitzgerald are Canadian Celts. They've come to visit the lands of their forefathers, and they carry with them a musical heritage safeguarded in the New World for more than 200 years. Who were the Celts? Where did they originate and when? They began as a collection of tribes in Central Europe, sharing the same language and religion. Their culture was quite highly developed, and although they had no written language, they were skilled artists, musicians, and great storytellers. They were also skilled at making and using fine weapons. Julius Caesar called them Gauls and wrote admiringly of their horsemanship, their weapons, and their taste for battle. By 200 AD, the Celts had been driven across the Channel to Britain. When Caesar followed, the Celts fled to the remote areas of Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, the Isle of Man, and Ireland. The Romans were unable to dislodge them from these strongholds, and the Celtic culture took root and grew. Today, there are parts of Ireland where only Gaelic is spoken. The ancient language still recounts the old tales and the songs of misty mountains.
Nigrene ons ber jalgan samal nu da men chanson twin rail tan tan in drocht elden de ran is a liv galgo na yerken da vedin.
I think it's part of the nature of Celts that they were able to survive in rugged terrain like this. Yeah. The idea of living in monastic surroundings was one of the things that Ireland and indeed Scotland has in common. And the idea of being alone on an island, of suffering the privations that an island imposes upon anybody, that this kind of gathered the strength of the monks. I haven't actually heard music in a place like this in years and years.
What about the King of the Fairies?
I'd love it. I'd love it. Do that, Winston. This is in go
All in.
all in, on the one. Be a good dollar.
I think it sounds magic in here. So, you know, huh?
It's traditional
Not
Irish
the
music played.
not the tune, but the way I played, but the tone, you know, and the echo of the castle.
Music like you have played came out of the homes of ordinary people. And that is its beauty, and that's where it belongs.
Right.
And when you walk through fields like we have done,
have up there, yeah.
then you know where you're about. You know what you're at.
The ordinary people have kept their music well, and each year they gather in a pan-Celtic festival at Killarney to perform and sing in the old languages, some of them still vigorous, and others, like the Cornish dialect, just recently revived.
Me a veer Troham east, me a veer Troham west, my guzzle, my win, you and Jeff. It's me a raspi, and Evan Olavi, how killis you pelolema, how killis you pelolema.
It was from Cornwall that the Celts followed the retreating Romans to claim a large section of northern France. The Celts, with their Gaelic culture, had returned to mainland Europe, and they survive to this day as Bretons.
It started off as a traditional Breton tune, but it was adapted by the harp players in Wales, and it's now become something of a traditional Welsh tune. It's called Fiddle.